Okay then, so Julianne, welcome and thank you for agreeing to come on. Owner, founder of Creative Nature, an amazing range of products, and I think they're really lovely. So thank you for coming on, and if we can just go, I'll ask a few questions and you can answer in as much detail or as little detail as you like. So starting with everyday life with allergies, when did you first know that you had allergies?
Well, thank you, Stella, first of all, for asking me to do this. Really, really pleased to be able to sort of share my story and also help other people in the community. In terms of when I knew I had allergies, I've lived with allergies since I was 2 years old. I don't remember my first actual allergic reaction when I was two. But I can tell you what my mum and dad told me, which was that they got a call from nursery and I was given a cookie and I'd collapsed and I'd stopped breathing. Allergies were not like really heard of in my family. No one had it, like my grandparents, my parents, like literally no one. So it wasn't understood at all. My mum's from Kenya, my dad is from South America and Guyana, and yeah, they just hadn't heard of anything like it. And as a child, I really sort of grew up with like not much knowledge around other people who had allergies, especially anaphylaxis. So yeah, that's when it first happened. Since then, I've actually had 14 more severe reactions, which and landed me back in hospital. And those are some of the ones that I can remember. But I've lived with allergies. I don't think allergies define me, but I think that over the last few years, there have definitely been a bigger awareness around anaphylaxis in particular. And unfortunately, that I do believe that is because of the deaths that there have been. But because of those deaths, amazing people like the Natasha Foundation, like the Benedict Blythe Foundation, and so many others have been able to push this forward, including myself, that wants more people to take allergies seriously. But yeah, so yeah, I've grown up with allergies since I was two in a short sentence.
Wow. Yeah, that's so you don't remember not having an allergy at all?
No, I don't.
So really, it's second nature to you then, in navigating everyday life. So what is it you're allergic to, and how was that confirmed?
Yes, so this is when the whole process started of going to, so because I had anaphylaxis and such a severe reaction on that first occasion, I was rushed to hospital. I was in hospital for 3 weeks, and at the time they were doing a lot of tests, my mum said. So we went through like skin prick tests, blood tests, and then as I got older, it was retesting things. So I would hate going to the immunology clinic. It was like the worst thing I remember like tying myself to a pole because I didn't want to go. It was a whole ordeal. But my mum found ways to enable me to slowly get to not enjoy it, but I guess come to terms with going there well, I used to go every 6 months at the time. And that the way she did that was through lots of journals. So she would get me to write things like she'd take this journaling because it would always be hours and hours that we were in the hospital, and I would always feel maybe it wasn't hours and hours, but I feel like it was. I felt like it went on for ages as a child. And she would bring these journals and it would say like, how are you feeling? And it would make me write down all the different things. And she'd also bring a lot of toys and things like that for me to play with during that time. And it slowly started getting better and better, until I started doing the challenge tests. when I had to do the challenge tests at the hospital in a environment where I'd already been diagnosed with my allergies. So my allergies are peanuts, tree nuts, sesame, chickpeas, lentils, poppy seeds, buckwheat and coconut. So as you'll tell there, it's some outside the top 14 allergens. But in terms of the challenge test itself, the reactions that I had made me very anxious and scared to try again. And I remember having to do the milk ladder, and I failed 3 times, my mum said, and I didn't want to do it again, but continuing it on the 4th time I did pass, and now I'm able to have milk. But the odd thing is I don't like it very much, but I think it's just because I'm used to not having it as much.
Yeah, I can identify with that actually, because I was asked, shall I say, to do the milk ladder a couple of years ago actually, and I thought, I can't be bothered. You know,
Because you've lived with it for so long.
I've been without milk for about 10 years, so I don't miss it anymore. I don't need it, so I can't be bothered to make these tiny amounts of cookies and stuff to do it just for me. No, I'm sorry, I don't need it. So, but yeah, and I actually don't like the taste of milk now anyway either. So yeah, so it was the skin pricks and the blood tests that confirmed the actual
Confirmed
allergies.
all the allergies. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
specific IgE blood testing and the skin prick testing was before that, and then the clinical history of actually experiencing anaphylaxis as well.
Yeah.
Was
So
was it easy to get tested for the sort of outside the 14 ones? Were you able to get those skin pricked and blood tested? Because they're sometimes trickier to get tested than like the peanut, which is quite easy, for example.
You're completely right. For example, buckwheat and poppy seeds were very, very difficult to get those tests, and it took a very, very long time to get a confirmed diagnosis. But whereas peanuts, sesame, tree nuts, like they did that straight away. I think they did that though because of the anaphylaxis, so they had to rule out. So they tested all the top 14, I think. Plus they tested penicillin, which was quite interesting, and a whole host of other things, which apparently I'm allergic to penicillin, but I've never had it, so I don't know.
Maybe don't have it, just in case.
Yes, we've never tried it, so but they are bringing me back in to they said they would like to retest the penicillin as an adult, but I've just never really cared enough to book it in, if I'm honest.
thank you, Julianne Ponan MBE, for joining me for Food Allergy Friends Spotlight on Allergies. This was part 1 of a series. Look out for part 2, where we will discuss the allergy table and school trips.